Hello students, I am back with a new video in continuation with the quadratic equation which we did last time. Before we start, my name is Santanudas and I have been teaching from the last 27 years, and here I will try to make the maths as simple as possible for you so that you can solve it without any kind of fear. So starting with quadratic equations are of three types, out of which one type we already saw in our last video, that is the factorization method. In this video, what we'll see is, we'll see the formula method and completing the square method. Out of these three methods, students find the formula method the easiest. Now what I'm going to do over here is, I'm going to take two examples and show to you that by any method you do, you get the same answer. You pay more attention to the completing the square method because as students find it more difficult to remember and understand it. Okay, so we start it. Let's write down the steps for formula method, the things that you have to follow. The first thing is variables. First step is variables have to be written on one side and number on the other. Step 2, compare with standard quadratic equation. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 in order to know the values of a, b and c. Once you know the values, step 3 will be finding the determinant. Actually, it's called as discriminant. Also given by the sign delta. Find out b square minus 4ac. Once you have found out what is b square minus 4ac, now about b square minus 4ac, there are three possibilities: that the determinant value will be equal to 0, then the roots will be real and equal. If the value of the determinant is greater than 0, then the roots will be real and unequal. And if the determinant is less than 0, then the roots are imaginary or not real. This is an additional information that I'm sharing with you. Now by the formula method, step 4, you have to find out the roots, and the formula for roots is minus b plus minus root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. When you are going to solve this, you will get the roots. Okay, so what we'll do is, let's take two examples to understand it. Okay, I'll solve the example here. For the benefit of understanding the example with the steps, what I'll do is, I'll do it over here itself. The first sum that we are going to take is, say, one is, say, x square plus 3x is equal to 4. So x square plus 3x is equal to 4. X square plus 3x is equal to 4. So according to the steps, okay, the first step I have written it wrong. That is in the completing the square method we do this. In the case of formula method, okay, it is going to be all the terms should be in one side. Should be in one side. So as you can see, few of the number is on the other side. So you can, and the first step one is you have to take all the terms on one side. So you will write it in this form. 4 comes this side, it will become negative. Second step is compare with standard equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Therefore, a will be equal to 1, b is equal to 3, and c will be equal to minus 4. However, we compared it x square. There is nothing written with x square. So the a part is 1, b is plus 3, and c is minus 4. First, we need to find out the determinant. Determinant is going to be b square minus 4ac. b is 3 square minus 4 into 1 into minus 4. So that's going to be equal to 9. 4 4s are 16, and plus minus minus is plus 16. So the answer is going to be 25. So the determinant is 25. Sorry, discriminant is 25. Now once you get the discriminant, the roots, write down the formula of the roots. It is minus b plus minus root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So the variable we have used over here is x. So the root is going to be x is equal to, there's a minus sign, put the minus sign. B is 3, so write down 3, plus minus the value of b square minus 4ac, we have got it as 25 upon 2 into a value is 1. So now we can separate it. There's a plus and there's a minus. So x is equal to minus 3 plus root 25 upon 2, or x is equal to minus 3 minus root 25 upon 2. So that's is going to be minus 3 plus 5 upon 2. Root 25 is 5. And so the final answer is going to be minus 3 plus 5 is 2. 2 upon 2, that is 1. And here minus 3 square root of root 25 is 5, that is 2. So x would be minus minus plus 8. 3 plus 5 is 8, bigger number sign, minus 8 upon 2, so minus 4. So the solution is going to be equal to, x would be equal to 1, or x would be equal to minus 4. X would be equal to minus 4. So now what we'll do is, the same sum we are going to solve by the completing the square method in order to show that we are going to get the same answer. Okay, so what we'll do is, we will write the steps over here. For completing the square method, first of all, step 1 would be variables on one side, and number on the other. Second step would be coefficient of x square should be 1. In case it's not 1, if not 1, you make it 1. Make it 1. That's the second step. Third step, you have to use the formula for complete square, for completing square. The square, the formula is half into coefficient of x bracket square, and whatever answer you are going to get, you have to add that answer to both sides of the equation both sides of the equation. Both sides of the equation. And once you have done it, then last step would be solve by taking the root. Okay, so let's find out how to do this. I will do the necessary changes in this sum itself so that you understand. I will write the answers at the side so that you know that we'll get this answer, and I'll do the changes in this sum itself. So rub this off. So this was our sum. So as you can see, in the completing the square method, the first step is variables on one side and number on the other. It's already done. Variable is on one side. Variables means that alphabets are on one side, number is on the other. So that first step is already done. Second step, coefficient of x square should be 1. See, coefficient of x square is already 1. So again, the second step is also done. So we'll start with the third step, that is for completing the square. What we need to do is, for completing the square, what we need to do is, we need to use the formula half into coefficient of x bracket square. So half into coefficient of x coefficient. Coefficient means the number is 3. So coefficient of x bracket square. So 1 3 is 3 upon 2 square. So that's going to be 9 upon 4. We did the third step. Fourth step is add that answer. The answer we got is 9 upon 4 to the equation. I add the answer to both sides of the equation. So we'll add 9 upon 4 to both sides. X square plus 3x plus 9 upon 4 is equal to 4 plus 9 upon 4. Now this step is the most crucial step where students find it difficult to do. Now how to find out the square root, and after that you have to take the root. How do we take the root of this? Take the first number x square. The root of x square is x. Then take the sign of the next term, that is plus, so write plus. And take the root of the last term, that is 9 upon 4. 9's root is 3 and 4's root is 2, and put a square. So the factors of this is this. In case there was a minus sign over here, we'd have written minus over there. So, and cross multiply, so there's nothing there, so we'll write a 1 over there. So 4 4s are 16. 16 plus 9, 1 9s are 9 upon 4. So that will come to 25 upon 4. Now you have to do is take square root on both sides. Square root on both sides. So when you take square roots on both sides, this will become x plus 3 upon 2. And 25's root is 5 and 4's root is 2. And it can be plus or minus. So we got two answers. X plus 3 upon 2 is equal to 5 upon 2, or x plus 3 upon 2 is equal to minus 5 upon 2. So 3 upon 2 will go that side, so it will become minus 3 upon 2. Therefore x would be denominator is same, so I can directly subtract. 5 minus 3 is going to be 2. 2 upon 2, 1. On the other hand, x is equal to minus 5 upon 2, minus 3 upon 2. So again denominator is same, so directly I can solve it. Minus minus is plus. 5 plus 3 is 8. Bigger number sign, 8 upon 2 minus 4. So solution is going to be x will be equal to 1. X should be, or x should be equal to minus 4. And check the answer. We have got the same answer even by solving by completing the square method. Now what we'll do is, we'll take another example to get our concept clear, more complex. So this time we'll do the other way around. First we'll do the completing the square method. The sum is, second example, 4x square plus 7x plus 2 is equal to 0. So how will we do it? Again the same thing. First step, variables on one side, number on the other. So it's going to be 4x square plus 7x is equal to minus 2. Done first step. Done second step, coefficient on x square, variable on one side and number on the other. Second step is coefficient of x square should be 1, but as you can see the coefficient of x square is 4, so we need to take that out. So what we'll do is for that divide by 4 on both sides. Now in this example the coefficient was 4, so we divided it by 4. If it was 3, we would have divided everything by 3. If it was 5, we would have divided it by 5. So when we divide it by 4 to all of them, so what I'm going to get is x square plus 7 upon 4x is equal to minus 1 upon 2. Now we've done the second step also. This time coefficient of x square was not 1, so we made it 1. Now we have to complete the square. To complete the square, what we'll do is half into coefficient of x. In the given examples, I've used the variable x. If it was y, we would have written coefficient of y. So it's half into coefficient of x is 7 upon 4. So when we multiply this, we are going to get 7 upon 8 square, that is going to be 49 upon 64. So we have to add 49 upon 64 to both sides, 49 upon 64 of the given equation, 49 upon 64. So what we'll get is again the same thing. Take the square root of the first term, that is x, the sign of the second term, that is plus, and 49 upon that 7 upon 8, the whole thing square. And this thing you need to multiply. So when I multiply, I'll do it in the rough. 64 into minus 1 is minus 64, plus 49 2 is 98 upon 128. Minus plus is minus, 98 minus 64 is going to be 34, and plus sign upon 128. These are divisible by 2, 2 17s are, 2 64s are. So the answer is going to be 17 upon 64. In next step, we have to take the root of this, taking square root. It's going to be x plus 7 upon 8 will be equal to plus minus. Now as you can see, root 17 is not a perfect root, so we'll write it as root 17 upon 64 is a perfect root, that is 8. Therefore we have got two answers. X plus 7 upon 8 is equal to root 17 upon 8, or x plus 7 upon 8 is equal to minus root 17 upon 8. So when this number goes to the other side, it will become negative minus 7 upon 8 plus root 17 upon 8, or x would be equal to minus 7 upon 8 minus root 17 upon 8. So the final answer would be, therefore x would be denominator same, so we can write it together, plus root 17 upon 8, or x is equal to minus 7 minus root 17 upon. So when we solve by the completing the square method, this is the answer we get. The answers are x is equal to minus 7 plus root 17 upon 8, or minus 7 minus root 17 upon 8. Now what I'll do is, I'm going to solve by formula method to show to you that in that case also I'm going to get the same answer. Now in the formula method, I wrote the steps previously. Compare with standard equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Therefore a is going to be equal to 4, b is going to be equal to 7, c is equal to 2. See, again here students make a mistake of not putting the proper sign. So in case, suppose if it was a minus over here, you should have written here minus 2. Same way, if it was a minus 7x, you should write minus 7. So don't forget to put the correct sign. After that, we'll find out the discriminant. Discriminant is b square minus 4ac. So b is 7 square minus 4 into 2, that is 49 minus 16 to the 32. So that will come to 17. Now by formula method, what's the formula method? By formula method, roots are minus b plus minus root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So just substitute in that. Roots, the variable we are using is x, so we'll write x over here, minus there's a minus sign, b is 7. See, if in case it was a minus 7, so it was a minus and then we would have written a minus 7, so minus minus would be a plus 7. But as this is a positive one, so minus and the positive number 7 plus minus b square minus is root 17 upon 2 into a's value is 4. Therefore, what are the two answers we have got is minus 7 plus root 17 upon 8, or x is equal to minus 7 minus root 17 upon 8. Check out the answer. As you can see, by completing the square method also, we had got the same answer. So that is how you have to do the sum. So these are the three methods of solving quadratic equations. First method we saw in a separate video, and these two methods I hope you have understood. Thank you for watching the video, and any problem you can ask me in the comment section.